Yo, what's good? First video on the channel. Hopefully, going forward, I will have an intro or like a little hook to say. But realistically, right now, I'm actually supposed to be doing work right now. It's just brain's been thinking about going all these different routes. I'm just trying to, you know, spick them out here, and then I think it'll be cool to look back on eventually one day. And I've been postponing making a video forever. Like, yeah, I'm gonna wait till I get a camera. I'm gonna wait till I get this and that. I'm on the MacBook right now. This will be just fine. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, I'm supposed to be studying, but stuff like this just weighs on your mind, I think, and I don't know. The whole premise of this video that I want to talk about is sort of questioning what my purpose here is, and like, do I feel behind, or am I behind in life, given that I have these aspirations and goals that I see other people my age, if not younger, achieve already. And I feel that it applies a bit of a pressure, like an unnatural pressure on me that I feel, I don't know, just puts me in an uncomfortable position when I start to think about my existence, or like just my being, really. And I'm 20. I'm 20 years old right now, and I'm really just trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing here. Like, I believe it or not, I feel kind of old, to be honest. I feel like I'm getting old. I feel like there's so many people achieving such crazy crazy things, and I'm not just speaking in like a monetary wise type of way. People, like, of course, I want to work towards getting paid, to be honest, but a lot of these like things that I value as well, like I see people growing to the point that they have influence and they're making like genuine impacts on other people's life. I want to reach that type of point as well, and that's kind of the goal with starting the clothing brand. But we'll get to that part later. I think that I just want to start off saying, or like I was saying before I sidetracked, I'm 20 years old, I'm in school right now, and I'm kind of just confused as to what I should have achieved, or should I even have that pressure on myself to say I have to achieve X goal in Y amount of time, right? It does. I don't know if that's necessarily like the healthiest thing or like the smartest thing to even put myself in a position, because like I was saying, I'm low key stressing. Um, there's so many things that I want to achieve, and I feel like I'm still quite far from them, honestly. And maybe I'm just setting my bar too high for myself. That could very well be the reason, but it's almost like I've never been the type of person to say just because one person does it doesn't mean that I can't do it, or just like someone got lucky when they did it. Like, people, when I remember, if I like told my mom I wanted to be an actor, she would say, "You know how many actors there are? It just takes one person, one out of a million, to get lucky." Like, I'm sure, of course, that all plays into role, like plays their own role into that. But I feel like if you do anything with enough passion and like volume, you're inevitably gonna start to form your own luck. But I'm not saying I wanted to be an actor or anything. It's really just about this whole clothing brand stuff. Being in school right now and seeing it. I'm in third year. I have people. I'm around some people that are, getting engaged and stuff. I have people that I know are, focusing on their career, planning their career out 5, 6, 7, 8 years ahead of now. And sure, like that makes sense, and honestly maybe I should be doing that too. But I've honestly just been I've never been the type of person where school's sort of been my number one priority. And I'm saying this like I'm not in a post-secondary school right now learning computer science, but school's never been my thing. Ever since I was in grade 4, I always deep down I always knew like my purpose would be something outside the realm of academics necessarily. It's it kind of sucks, because that's such I feel like if I'm not making use of my degree that I'm in right now, I'm not just wasting my time but I'm also wasting all like the time and effort that my parents put into me to get me to this point. You know, they made sure I studied enough to get good grades, even though the times I didn't want to study, and they made sure I had the values of, I wouldn't say a modern person, because nowadays it's, you know, follow your dreams and such, but they made sure for me to know, like, okay, you put in hard work into something, and you will reap the rewards later. And maybe their mindset wasn't necessarily me starting this clothing brand stuff, or me starting a, you know, hustling in whatever way that I have been, but with without them knowing, or even if they did, it's just, that's just the reality of things. Though everything that they instilled in me, mixed with the everything that I've perceived and understood in my own life, it's made me to the person that I am today. And that's a person that does not want to be in a 9 to 5 so badly. I really don't want to be there. And I don't know, I'm saying this like I'm not questioning everything. Maybe a year from now I'll want to work in the 9 to 5 or something like that, but I feel like I'm growing up in a generation, in a age where it's all right for you to ask questions, right? Like what am I doing? What's my purpose here? What am I supposed to be doing here? And it's a question that I find myself asking myself a lot. So I don't know. I just don't want to be in a place where I'm asking all these questions and I don't see them through to the point where I'm getting an answer, if that kind of makes sense. And for me, like that's my biggest fear. Realistically, now that I say this out loud, I think that's really my biggest fear. I feel like regret is such a wasted emotion. It's just regret is the result of not seeing something through. To me, maybe, I mean, like, you can regret, you know, talking shit to your friend, or like being rude in the moment. That's not the regret that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the regret that's like in reference to what I'm talking about right now. Maybe that doesn't make sense. Like I'm referencing regretting your life choices, stuff like that. You know, and it's just like, you should be able to just change what you want. I'm young, right? And I want to be in the position where, you know, if I don't like my body, I go change it. Okay, I don't like these relationships, I change it. I don't like my degree, I'll change it. Things like that. It's just like, we're living in an age and a society where it's all right for you to pivot throughout life. You're not stuck into this, you know, outline. You're putting these two walls on their sides, and you're forced. You can't bump into them too much. You just go straight through. I feel like that was a societal standard way back, but nowadays it's okay for you to question that. It's okay for you to change things, because you're adapting and growing as you get older. You know, for the longest time when I was in elementary and stuff, I always knew school wasn't my favorite thing, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a doctor. I didn't care about being a doctor. It's just like what my family and people around me wanted me to do. Then, you know, I saw my cousin with a cool car twice. I saw him twice with a cool car, and he does software engineering. And I said, you know, fuck it, that's what I'm gonna be. I want to be a computer scientist, or I want to be a software engineer. I want to do data analytics, stuff like that. Just because I'm basing it off, subconsciously, I'm basing it off what I see already. And this is the same way that our parents probably operated as well, right? Our parents' parents probably told them they wanted them to be a doctor because, you know, doctors are so, you know, esteemed and such, and they saw that and they wanted to chase that as well. But given that live in an age of like social media and all of this, I'm seeing things that in reality humans weren't designed to see. All this, I say the same thing when it comes to women. Realistically, you know, people put this like on our relationships. People put these unrealistic standards to their own personal relationships because they're seeing unrealistic relationships out and about in society, and people are comparing those celebrity relationships and stuff like that to their own personal ones. And that's just not how, in my opinion, that's just not how it should work. But unfortunately, that is how it is. And the same thing gets applied to career and like my constant battle of, yo, what is my purpose here? And I'm seeing, like I was saying earlier, it's just I'm seeing people half my age. Okay, let me chill. Not half. I'm not that old. Like a few years younger than me, and even honestly a few years older than me. They're already doing things that I want to do, you know, and I'm trying to apply that to my life, but that might be unrealistic, and that's kind of like the battle that I'm kind of trying to go push and pull. So I don't know. I think I think it's just time for me to take control and take change of my life. If there's anything that I want to get rid of, anything that I want to do, I have to just do it. And you know, it's very easy for me to set these goals like, okay, I wanna work, or I wanna net 10K a month from the clothing brand. And it's so easy for me to say that. Maybe I'll even make a small little plan, but like realistically, what hard actions am I taking towards that? And I'm gonna do another video. Maybe I'm gonna do another video in a week, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna say exactly what steps or what moves I'm making in order to achieve that goal. And I don't know. Realistically, my entire goal of this video is just to sort of put it out into the universe, you know, just something I can refer back to, because I know I'm gonna end up figuring this out, this whole question that I'm battling myself with. I'm gonna figure it out eventually, but in the moment I'm just so confused. What am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing? And yeah, I think it's okay for me to be worried about all these things, and it's okay for me to question all these stuff. But I think if my questions don't inevitably or eventually lead me to an answer, then I'm just wasting my time and I'm setting myself back. So next video, I don't know, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna put these kind of unrealistic standards. We'll just talk next time and see what I've ended up being able to do. But you know, the biggest monetary goal right now is I want to scale the brand to 5K a month. At the moment, we are netting roughly, I think today I've made like close to like 24, and I drop twice a year. I've done 4 drops, so it's really not sustainable. But I want to get it to the point. I want to set up the back end side. I'm gonna talk to that Matthew guy. You know who I'm talking about. I'm not talking to the person behind the camera. I'm talking to the person I'm looking at right now. Keep it on the hush hush until it's like solidified. But we're gonna start this whole e-commerce stuff. We're gonna, you know, we're gonna get some good grades. We'll put the grades goal out there too. Emotionally goal, like that the feelings type of goal. I don't know. I don't really have a goal for that. Yeah, and maybe I'm putting these like monetary goals as a priority right now. That's a fault that I have to work on, but that's the truth. That's my truth right now. I'm low-key just yapping, so I'm gonna quickly just put, I don't know, a video of like Russell Westbrook dunking at the end of this, and that's gonna be the end of my video. And I think we'll just end on like a different cool basketball highlight each video. So cool video, 13 minutes, 14 minutes just now. If you watched this whole thing, I'm sorry you had to listen to this. Next video I'll keep it shorter.